Anjum Paryal, Associate Professor, Deshbandhu College, University of Delhi. She was a great gymnast who beat world rank 8th in Suzuki World Cup 2006 in Tokyo, Japan, and she is also appointed as an observer for Indian contingent in Asian Indoor Games. She was also appointed as a sports psychologist for World University Games in 2019 at Italy. She is the author of many books on yoga and stress management for Delhi University curriculum. I request Mrs. Dr. Padyal to deliver a valuable speech.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neetu. Thank you for inviting me. I would like to congratulate the team PEFI, the team from Deva Bharati Mahavidyalaya, and all the participants who are here with us for today's lecture, that is mental health post-COVID. Yes, COVID-19 pandemic. That is a very unprecedented situation, not for any one nation, for the whole globe, for the whole world. The situation which has given us the very horrifying experiences, the very horrifying incidents we have watched. And I would like to request to switch off the mics, please. I think I'm getting a little disturbance from someone. Thank you so much. Because right now I'm in Los Angeles, so maybe there is a little bit connectivity issue also. So with this pandemic challenge, the whole world has not only suffered, it is still suffering. So the research I have done, that is the mental health post-COVID-19. Let me present you my today's lecture with my PPT. Can somebody confirm that if you are able to see my slides?
Yes, visible.
Okay.
You can see.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So with this unprecedented global event, the best of world infrastructure under optimum pressure, it was on the verge of failure. We have seen the countries, they have failed, and they have miserably failed because nobody was ready for this horrifying situation. This is the pandemic we are just facing in this era. So after many decades we have faced this pandemic, so after effects have been traumatic now. It's not only for those who have lost family, friends, colleagues, or neighbors, but it is very traumatic and depressing for all of us, for the whole world's human civilization, when we are watching a very horrifying as well as very sad death toll from every country, from every corner. Now the first wave, we were just waiting for finishing the first wave. Now the second wave has hit. After that, they are saying that third wave is also coming. So the situation is still under a horrifying, condition. So the sudden death, the untimely death of million people around the world, that has spread not only the fear, but also the optimum anxiety right now in every generation. The Z generation, the millennium generation, the generation of every decade, now it's suffering. So with this, the after effect of this devastating pandemic, that is going to be the effect on mental health, and that is on the large section of the society. It is directly or indirectly related to the social cohesion. In psychology, we have a social cohesion. We have seen the traumatic incident with someone was suffering, but we are watching on the televisions. We were watching on the social media. We were watching on YouTube, but somewhere we were connected with those people. We were feeling empathy with those who are suffering outside the world. Also, we were feeling safe for ourselves, but somewhere we were under stress and depression watching all those news. So, this direct or indirect correlation is a social cohesion. Moreover, the media, the imagery that has been presented by the media, that triggered a lot of fear and anxiety. That yes, it was their duty to show us what is going on in every corner, but for the very large section, it is it has become a mind topic for everyone. That has impacted so much that everybody was under the stress, under the fear, under the anxiety, anxiousness, that we are not able to help anyone. So, in this devastating situation, this is the event of history. Yes, we are witnessing the horrifying history of the world right now, and the whole community around the world is not only affected physically, mentally, economically, socially, and spiritually. Spiritually, I would say because people have lost the faith they had somewhere in the universe, the faith they had in some or the other supreme power. So the last section of the human population is under distress because there is no ending. There, people are losing hope and people have lost their loved one. That is the situation. This is the devastating situation that we are. It's a long duration now. So some people have lost their loved ones. Most of them, the families are under the financial stresses now. The huge fear of anxiety, the sensation of media causes distress, and the children, they have not been able to lead a normal life since that virus has attacked. They are not able to go outside, they are not able to play, they are not able to meet the friends, even they are not able to go to the schools. So this is a very distressing situation for everyone. And as we have lost so many people, we are having the defeated mind. We are also, it has left us as a bleeding souls, those who have lost their loved ones. We have came across the people in the family, only the one person is left. That's all. Everybody has gone. So the anxiety has already reached on the all-time high, creating the fear and the phobia in the subconscious mind. So in psychology, we have a very, very important part in our brain, that is a subconscious mind. So brain is a physical part of the body, but mind is not physical part. It is it talks about the emotions we are having, the information we are processing, and that processing of information, the perceiving of that information is going to give us the reaction. So the reaction right now, after watching all the news in through social media, the subconscious mind is in lot of anxiety, and that's the fear of me as a psychologist, that the mental health is the next challenge. So Thomas More said, soul cannot be separated from the body, family, work, love, and power. So this is the thing where the man is a social animal. So the social cohesion, the association with each other, whether we know each other or not, but somewhere we all are suffering. Somewhere we can feel the pain. And this painful situation is disrupting millions of lives. People call me and ask me, ma'am, what is the definition of life? Ma'am, what is the definition of relationship now? When we cannot stand with each other at the time of death, what is left in the society now? So, Dick Stanley explained that social cohesion, the willingness of members of society to cooperate for survival, to cooperate for prosperity. We work with each other. Alone, we cannot survive. We are social animal. And anything which is going into society, that is going to affect our mental health also. So let us understand right now what is going to be a grieving society. We are not able to celebrate. We are grieving. So Kubler-Ross, way back, she has introduced the grief cycle. The grief is a natural response to the death of loved ones, and this grief cycle is explained as a denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. These are the 5 stages of grief. So we all are grieving, whether we have lost a loved one or not, but we are grieving for others. We are grieving for the society. We are grieving for the unknown people we have lost. So this is how it has been explained. The denial, the avoidance, the confusion, the shock. People are in shock. We are just listening to the news. That person has died. Still, we are not able to accept it. So acceptance is too far. Still, the society is in denial. We are not ready to accept it. And this, the second stage, is anger. Then a person starts bargaining. That goes under the depression. And then comes the acceptance. So it is very important to give each other the emotional support. And we can give the emotional support only when we understand the problem. Solution can be delivered only when the problem has to be understood with everyone. So it is very important to know that what exactly and where exactly the problem is and how we are going to deal with it as a society. As a society, for everyone, this is the duty that we understand the problem, and not only we understand the problem, we must go to understand the solution also, how to go ahead, how to give guidance to each other. So denial, let us understand first the denial. It's the defensive mechanism. It has just dumbed down the situation, the intensity of situation. So what we do, we just deny the losses we have, the happening going on in the society. We are not able to believe it. We are not able to believe that we are not having any solution for it. We are lacking the oxygen cylinder. We are such an advanced society that we were not well prepared even to face this situation. So as you move out with the denial, this is the defense mechanism, the denial stage. So it is the hidden emotion which are going to rise now. Whatever we have suppressed as an emotion, no, it's not like that. In my country, it's not like that. We are not suffering. The deaths are under the denial right now. So the subconscious mind is not ready to perceive even the denial from the governments, denial from the administrations, denial from the community. People were suffering with COVID-19, but they were not informing the government. Denial. They were just treating themselves as if nothing is happening to them. It is just a viral. So prolonged denial was going on inside in the society. Now it's 1.5 years almost. So death now seems momentarily. If we are hearing the news, we are not able to accept it. The rituals, the customs around the society have been designed to provide necessary comfort, necessary sense of belonging to the community. So what happens whenever we have the news of any death in the society, family, friend, we attend the cremation. We attend. We go to the cremation ground. We stand with the society, with the family, the grieving family, and we show our support. Even the family members, they know they have lost someone, but visiting friends and family, they give the support, and that help people to accept. The acceptance comes from there. Now we are missing all these rituals. We are not able to even pay the homage to the to the dead person. We are not able to visit the grieving family. So lack of support from friends, from family, from neighbors, it is enhancing the period of denial now. So the grieving survivor, the survivors from that family, they are under a mental health issues now. This is very dangerous situation, and we all have to understand it. We can't deny it. Still, other wave, and how many waves and how many kind of notorious viruses are going to come, we don't know. So let us start accepting it. Let us start accepting. So the anger is the second stage. Anger. Anger and guilt. So denial, that may be considered a coping mechanism, but anger is a masking effect. So anger is hiding many of emotions and pain that you carry. This anger can be redirected to other people. So your rational brain knows the object of your anger. This is not the blame. So your feeling is that moment and too tense. The feeling is so tense. So anger itself masks the feeling of bitterness and the resentment. So have you seen the previous pictures of on the social media, the news, when the oxygen cylinders were not available, when the remdesivir injection was not available, when medicines were not available on the counters, doctors were not available. So anger was rising up, because till that time we were in denial. We were just denying every fact. But later on, when it was kind of an explosion from every corner, then the anger, the second stage of grief started. And watching all those death tolls, that anger was deeply against the administration, against the government, against the neighbors, doctors, even for yourself. We were in anger, we are in anger against ourselves also, because of the many factors. Many people start feeling the guilt for not doing enough to save those loved ones. The nature of this pandemic has certainly acted as a catalyst. In this phenomena, the untimely and sudden death of loved ones that left all of us in guilt and in anger. So anger and guilt makes people more self-centered. The ability to think and act logically hampered significantly. The pandemic has certainly caused a situation where the inability to provide timely medical help to friends, family, facilities, and inability to stand together, inability to meet the friends. We are sitting so far under the lockdown, under restrictions, and inability to perform the last rites, the proper manner. Definitely, the Anger and guilt, both are very complex in nature, and it is just adding the mental pressure more. Bargaining is a third stage. So people have not only avoid a cause of grief, it is kind of a negotiation. Negotiation with even God. May God just save this time. I'll do this. I'll sacrifice these things. But please save us this time. So bargaining has started not among ourselves, not with the government and administration, but also with the God or universe. People just worship. So they start bargaining. And this bargaining is the religious individual, they try to make a deal, a promise to the God, a promise to the universe. I'll change myself. I won't repeat this sin again. Just save my loved one this time. So bargaining is the third stage. And then comes the depression. The desperation turns into the depression. So individual may they become very silent, they refuse visitors, they don't want to meet anyone, the families they are avoiding other family members, and the suffering of these people are very high. So depression, if not tackled holistically, I would say, then it is going to affect more and more society now. So we might have to deal with the situation of depressed community due to the collective anger and guilt for not being able to help each other in the horrifying situation. So somewhere we all are just blaming ourselves that I couldn't do anything. Now comes the acceptance. The last, under the grief, the last thing is acceptance. Now acceptance is becoming easier. So if this will become more easy if we come back to the if we start doing something for it, like Dr. Rakesh have just suggested. Involve yourself in some activity, avoid social media, avoid just enjoy the dinner among your family and friends, whatever, to whomever you can reach. So acceptance, because in this acceptance, if we keep on avoiding and the person goes under the depression, the maladaptive behavior that people will adopt to adjust the grief. Now they are alone, they may be alcoholic, now they are turning out to be alcoholic, they may be taking some or the other substance to just lessen their grief because they have lost someone very loved one. So bereavement is a stressful life experience, and it can cause a physical as well as the mental disorder. So the family members are under the post-traumatic stress disorder. We call it in psychology PTSD. So according to the National Institute of Mental Health, PTSD is disorder that develop in some people who have experienced a very dangerous event or shocking event or very scary event. So losing someone suddenly, nobody was prepared for that. So one of the study in US that shows that people are reporting traumatic experience after the unexpected death of the loved ones. So that death of someone impacts your mind, your behavior, because the survivor is now going to be under the guilt. What if I would have done this? What if the doctor have taken that decision? What if? So the survivor is going to live with what if, the possibilities. So that is the most, the future what the society is going to face now. So the intrusion symptoms can be nightmares. It can be flashback of that event again and again. The fearful thought of distress. Avoiding symptoms can be stop talking to people, refusing to talk, refusing to receive the calls because we are not visiting right now, even with the families and friends. So they are not receiving maybe the calls, avoiding the situation to remind the person. So they may be avoiding uh, every possible memory of that person, the loved one. Like in my college, we have lost our colleague. One of the colleague has just, wrote in our college group that I came to the college. I was just remembering in the staff room where that particular professor used to sit over there, used to tell us the story, and now because he belongs to my department only, I am so afraid to go to my department. I'm just going back from the staff room to my home, and I'm not going to, visit my department, sit in my department staff room because I'm not feeling well now. So these are the reportings where we have lost our friends, where we have lost our colleagues. So acceptance for losing anyone is going to be under the denial. And when we are going back to those situations, we are not able to move ahead. So according to psychologists around the world, the society is going to stuck in this situation for another 2 to 3 years, because the grieving souls, the guilt that is suffering, the people suffering with the guilt, they are not going to be, you know they are not going to feel better in coming years. So it is going to take time. So it may reduce the interest in life, phobia, anxiety, arousal system symptoms, anger burst can be, yeah, difficulty in sleeping, difficulty, or maybe feeling of chest pain, shaking bodies, body ache, pain, headaches, tiredness. It can be anything. The society, it is going to be the, what we say, cumulative stress. In in psychology, we always consider the society, the social cohesion, and the cumulative stress is going to happen now. It is coming. We need to be very aware of each other, because the cumulative stress stemming, not only stemming for this pandemic, that is in financial insecurities are there, health related fear, childcare, the struggle, everyday anxiety, because daily there are some news or reports, and it is going to be like that only for another couple of months. So depression and exhaustion. So brain is becoming now foggy, feeling unmotivated. Some people have adapted this problem, this situation, as when the life is so uncertain, why we need to go ahead with any kind of job or security of job or purchasing a home. People are, they are stuck into the philosophy of life now. They are trying to understand the unpredicted life. So they are not at all feeling motivated. The half of the society is now so unmotivated. So it's okay to feel deflated or scared, because it is a normal reaction to, this abnormal year, this abnormal situation. These are the normal things. So in this, we need to learn the coping skills. So anxiety makes us, want to avoid or escape what is happening, what is normal. So let us accept together. So these recommendation is from the psychologist panel, that we must break the chain. So telecounseling for mental health is also recommended. Outreach to the health, outreach to people who are expert, motivating people for the productive time. For that, Dr. Rakesh has already given such a beautiful suggestions. reconnecting with the family and friends, spend the time, try to meet each other. If we are not in under the condition to meeting each other, try to call them. And people, if you are avoiding the calls, please don't do it. Please accept the calls, please talk to the people, talk to the friends. Whatever we have lost, we have already lost, but we cannot afford to lose more lives now under the depression, under the anxiety, or we don't want the society to be demotivated. So, from as a yoga expert, along with a physical education specialization, I would like to recommend yogasanas to people, because all the chest opening asanas are going to enhance the amount of oxygen in your body, and all the um, uh, asanas who are going who which are the balancing asanas, that is going to help you to balance not only your body but also your body, mind, and soul. So, asana in yoga, we say we use body as a vehicle. So, use your body as a vehicle, perform simplest asanas even, and so that all the happy hormones, adrenal hormones can be secreted, the stress hormones can be reduced on from the body, and that is a chemical reaction when you perform asanas every day. Second recommendation from my side as an expert is pranayama. All the pranayamas, you can choose one or two on which you can focus. This is the picture you can recognize. It is alom vilom we are doing, and anulom vilom. We talk about the Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, Sushmana Nadi. These are all the nerves which help us, our sympathetic system and parasympathetic system, which is responsible for fight and flight response. So we have to fight. We can't flight from anywhere from this situation. We can't even go out from our home. So we have to fight now. So for that, pranayamas always not only enhance the oxygen level in your body, but also oxygen supplies the more nutrients to the body and brain, and you can think positively. So after pranayama, dharana. Dharana is the situation just before dhyana. So I know the meditation is quite difficult. People who are grieving cannot concentrate, cannot go into the dhyana condition, dhyana situation. But what we recommend go for the dharana. Dharana is the connectivity. Connect yourself again with the society. Connect yourself again to the life. Connect yourself again to the universe. That is very important, because if we lose the connectivity, if we lose that connection and bond with the society, the person is not only going to the not only they will be in the depression, but may they will choose the path of suicide. So to save all those souls, those grieving souls, those bleeding souls, we must be very attentive among our family and friends. Just recognize the system so that you can motivate people, you can help people, and they all can be saved. So this is the situation right now. What we are expecting, what the other problems going to come after this pandemic, and this situation has to be tackled by us, by all of us, not only from the physical education specialist, from yoga specialist, but everybody has to understand the whole society is right now grieving, and when the society is grieving, then we must take care of each other. We must take care of and motivate people. And if you find anyone under the stress, anxiety, they have lost someone, they are under the guilt, and or they are demotivated even to live, you all have to work together, motivate them not only for any physical activity, even you can motivate them for the pranayama, for dharana, for asanas, or for the walk if it is allowed in your area, in your vicinity, or else go for the telecounseling. Talk to each other. If you are not able to console anyone, please refer to the experts so that we can save the grieving society now. So we want the whole world hale, healthy, and happy. For that, it is very essential to recognize on which stage a person is surviving right now, because you need to recognize that stage, then only we can pick and we can pull them from that stage to the next stage, and then to the last stage of acceptance. We have to accept this is the truth, this is the reality. Whatever we have lost, we have already lost it. But now, as a psychologist, as a mental health expert, we are not ready to lose anyone under the depression, under the anxiety, or under the suicidal thought or suicidal, act. So this is very important for everyone. Thank you so much. If any question, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Padian, for your informative and precious lecture. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Here is an important announcement. I draw the attention for participants at this webinar that the feedback